Oh, hey. Hey, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to bring me tissues, even though I might need them. Hey guys, sorry it's been a second. Trust me, a lot's been going on here with my animals. Trust me, plenty. But I don't know how to say this, but it's not all gonna be good news. But I promise, some of it's gonna be pretty dope. All right, allow me to show you what I've been up to. So right here's a friend of mine that I have yet to introduce you to. This is Larry. Larry's not my cat, but I love him like my own. If only I did have a cat. Wait a second. What's that? Oh! Everybody, I'd like to introduce you to my boy P. Hey. Hey. So I found P a couple months ago at one of my local city parks. He was just a scared little kitten covered in fleas, a couple of ticks as well. But just a good few weeks later and he's awesome. P is short for Phil, which is short for Philip, of course. He has many names. Here he is hanging out with Larry. I like to call him Flacco Phil. That's one of my personal faves. Here he is looking awfully studious. He's just a blast and a half, and I'm quite excited to have added a cat to my animal collection. Quite excited. Jeez, that was a sweet walk down memory lane, wasn't it, P? Okay, all right. Well, now that I've introduced you to my kitten, I'd like to introduce you to someone else. I've got a new tank in my room, and we've got some friends inside. Let's check it out. Oh, hey. It's a windy afternoon. I'm working on a little project. This here was a tank full of creek water that you may have seen in my videos. It's been pretty nasty. I am going to clean it out, and it may end up holding some organisms here in a minute. This won't be a permanent thing. It'll just be kind of a temporary thing, and I needed to clean it out anyways. So you'll find out some more about that in a little bit. All right, so in this bucket, I've got our surprise fish. You may see there are some small baby guppies swimming around. Those are gonna go live with Tot. There's someone else swimming down in the bottom of this bucket. It's gonna be more exciting. All right, so here's what we got. We got some panda cories, which I am very, very excited about. These little catfish are some of my favorite fish in the aquarium hobby altogether. And they're gonna be staying in here for a little while. Don't worry, I'm gonna add a little more to this tank. And this is not a forever home, but we gotta check this out. I got something else to put in this tank as well. Check all of this out. This is some really nice jungle val and a lot of floating water lettuce. I'm very excited about this. I've already got a really good amount of the floating plants here in the shrimp tank. I'm hoping that really takes off. So here we are about halfway through the acclimation process, and check this out. I think this looks pretty sick. It's very minimal, but I really like the way it looks. I've got the sponge filter unplugged so I can get this lamp up here so the tank looks really nice. I think this is awesome, and with a few more minor tweaks, this is gonna be a really nice temporary tank for these cories. Ideally, you would keep cories in a tank with a lot of sand. They love to sift through sand. I've got a really fine gravel sand mix here, so not the best, but hoping to get them into a tank with some sand here soon. Something that you also need to make sure you do with cories is that you get a decent sized school. I've got about 7 or 8 here, so they're gonna be pretty happy in those numbers. They're very, very social fish. So if you ever get cories, I think you need to get at least 4, 5, 6 cories. All right, here's what we're rolling with. I've kind of shifted the rocks a little bit, created a little more cave space, and I've added some more of the floating plants in here as well. So I'm going to get the cories in here, and we're gonna see how they're doing in a little bit. All right, check it out. These beautiful guys are inside their tank. We got a lot of schmutz, floating around in here. They're coming from a pretty dirty bucket. But check it out. They're already utilizing all the cave structures I've built. exactly how I hoped they would. Check out that guy back there. And I mean, I literally just put him into the tank. Ugh, and I've been trying to catch these guys out. Had a couple of freeloaders that wouldn't get out of the net. So I'll have to catch that guppy out. But I'm really excited to see how these guys do in here. I'll get back to you in a little bit. And now here goes the extra guppies. So here's how the tanks are looking with their little bit of a spruce up that they've gotten this afternoon. I'm loving the shrimp tank. It's starting to get that overgrown jungle look that I was hoping for with this tank. Just by accumulating all the different other types of plants I use in the other tanks. I think it's gonna be really cool. And Tot has got a lot more friends now. We've got plenty more guppies that have been added to the tank. So they are gonna really be able to sustain themselves, I think. So here are the quarries about a week later, and they're doing really, really well in here. As you can see, I've added a couple more hides to the tank just so that they have a lot of visual barriers from me since they're just sitting here in my room, and from each other. And they are really enjoying this space. Even though it is too small, I think it is enough for them to kind of be comfortable for now. Really loving it. All right, fine. You got me. You guys freaking got me. I can't keep beating around the bush anymore. I gotta tell you what's got me down. Unfortunately, last week, 2 of my newts, Vicky and Zoot, disappeared. I scoured the tank looking for them. I could only find one, DJ Lance. And I wondered, how could this be happening? I mean, how could they get out? They can't. It's impossible for them to escape, but they had simply disappeared. Now I remembered when I used to have firebelly newts as a child, which were not properly taken care of, by the way. This had happened a number of times. I would get an effed, I would come home the next week, and it would be gone. So I messaged the breeder, and I asked him a question. Hey man, this might sound crazy, but my newts disappeared? Is what I had to say to him, and here's all he had to say to me. Yeah, not good. So, it's with a heavy heart that I tell you that my 2 newts, Vicky and Zoot, probably are deceased. I feel bad about it. I don't feel great. This is a natural part of keeping pets, especially fish and amphibians and reptiles. It can happen, you know, like you just don't know what's wrong with your animal, and all of a sudden it's too late, which is sad. I certainly feel like I failed those newts. It's a shame. I don't know what could have happened. Maybe they weren't eating enough. But whatever it was on me. I failed them as their owner. And I just want to be honest with you about that because, you know, it's something that people that make videos about this sort of thing don't like to show so often, or might kind of hide the truth about. And yeah, I just being honest with you, 2 of my newts passed away. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. We've still got DJ Lance rocking it out in that tank, but still I'm not confident that DJ Lance is eating enough. So I'm thinking about putting DJ Lance into his own much smaller tank for a while. Maybe just leaving the current newt tank how it is, or maybe repurposing it for someone else. But that's just something I've got on my mind right now. Of course, with the quarries, utilizing that little 5-gallon. Yeah, I don't really have anywhere to put DJ Lance at this point in time, but I am definitely going to be looking for a spot for him. He may also just stay in the tank he's in. So that's what we had going on here. We've got some familiar faces. We've met some lovely new ones, and we had to say goodbye to a few. So do me a favor, drop a like, drop a favorite memory of the newts, you know, Vicky and Zoot, of yours in the comments, and you know, we can all kind of just share this moment together. We can kind of celebrate and love the lives of Vicky and Zoot. So
sorry to see him go. I really am. I feel bad. But we must move on. It's what they would have wanted. I must strive to continue taking care of my animals to the best of my ability, in their honor. So, with all that being said, I've been the Collegiate Creature Keeper, and I gotta head to a funeral.
Well, does anybody want to say a few words? Wow, man. It was beautiful. It was really beautiful.